Yes, guys, welcome. So, as you see in the title of the video, currently in Vietnam because I am moving to Bangkok, so I need to get my visa sorted out. And the quickest way was for me to come here, stay here maybe. I think they're going to take like 2 weeks and a half roughly to get my visa sorted out. Because it's the quickest way for me since I've got a UK passport, so it's going to be easier. So yeah, this is where we currently are right now. So after this, I'm going to go back to Bangkok and then straight back to business. As you can see right there, got my laptop working on like some clients checking. Like this is literally the room. Pretty easy setup. I'm just here like in a hotel, but actually I've been here a week already, and I'm gonna move to another place nearby. I'm currently in Da Nang, so I like the area because it's like a beachy vibe. So there's even the beach where I can just go there, run and chill. You know, I just like the vibe, because then back in Bangkok City, it's gonna be a nightmare. I picked myself there, but yeah, I mean, we're here right now. It's a bit of a change, I'll say. You know, being 5 years in Italy. Sorry, that was 20 years in Italy, but the last 5 years, I was in London. Now, for most of you that don't know, I've been living there for 5 years, and I can tell you a bit of my background. I even have to use my phone because DJI, of course, I forgot my memory card, so I don't have the memory card. Dumbass me, but anyway. You know, 5 years ago, I was in London. I moved from Italy under COVID. Sorry, guys. I had some yogurt, so it's coming up. But I moved back to London under COVID, and I was broke as fuck. I tell you that. I was just broke. So I started off getting any type of jobs, man. Of course, I was doing barbering. I was pretty good at that, so I picked that up. But in side hustle, I was doing other jobs. I picked up doing road bikes when COVID hit, and I had no job. I needed to pay the rent, so I picked a bit that up. Then I did labor. Started off a company in construction, so I did that almost for a year, and that was pretty good. You know, I always had a bit this mindset, entrepreneurial mentality, sort of. So that helped me out a lot, I'll tell you, even though it was rough. Guys, it's fucking rough when you're broke. I tell you, it's not easy. It's not a joke. But only a few people that when they're in that situation as broke, that you've got nothing to lose, the only way is up. And if you have that mentality to do, you can do anything. Okay? You can literally do anything. You need to remember, in order for you to succeed in anything you do, if you want to reach success, you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, okay? Until it gets comfortable. And you have to remember, discipline is built when you do the things that are uncomfortable for you over and over again every single day. I did that shit for 5 years. 5 years. I did barbering. I went back to do barbering after they reopened under COVID. I did that. I wanted to open a shop. I was the business online. I wasn't doing it as much anymore. I coaching back in the days. I was personal trainer. Like, that shit is what I lived. I just loved it. But under COVID, it is what it is. You don't get many clients. You need to survive. You find a solution. And this is why I've always dreamed and go. I was always trying to make it. Sorry, guys. Fuck, this is coming up. But anyway, you always got to move forward. You can't stop, because remember, there's only two ways. Or you fail or you succeed. And you might as well keep going until you do, right? So that was just my mindset. And fast forward, 2 years in London. So now in 2026, I left 2025. So that was basically almost like 3 years ago now. I went back, shifted to coaching again, 2024. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now that I'm doing this, online. And had some things, issues, payments, family, whatever. A lot of things going on, and I started from zero again. Yeah, started from zero, and I said, you know what, I was still doing barbering back in the days in London, and I was doing, the business online. So I was doing 2 jobs at the same time, so I was hustling a lot. I was doing 15 hours a day, getting home late at night, going to the gym, coming back home at 10 p.m., prepping my meals for the next day, waking up 5 a.m. in the morning, working, going to work. The second job that I had, I was barbering, 10 hours a day there, go back home, gym, repeat. That was just my life. It was my life for the past, I would say, 2 years and a half. But yeah, then I said, I need to get out of here. The uncomfortable situation that I was in over there helped me shift my mindset and my mentality, my discipline, my routine, my habits to get to where I were. And that really helped me a lot. But then it's like I just in a loop. I need to get out. I need to get more. I need to visit other places. I need to be in an uncomfortable situation to get the most out of it, so then I can focus even more. I can go all in on my business. So that is actually what I did. That's why I moved to Bangkok, Southeast Asia, because I always wanted to go. I came here, it was summer 2025, and even before coming, I always knew this was going to be the place that I just wanted to come and live, and so be it. It was like that. Now we're I moved in Bangkok, January, at the end of January. I did January, February, March, February, okay. The beginning of February, in 2026, I moved over, I did 3 months, loved it. I working on the business, went back home, 2 weeks. I said, I'm just going back. And I came back, and now I'm here in Vietnam applying for the visa. So, what I have to say, guys, life is one. If you don't work on yourself, in improving yourself, nothing is ever going to change. It needs to come from you, okay? Because when I was dead broke in London, I had nobody, I had nothing. The only thing I had was my mindset and the way of doing things and never quitting. Yeah, I was overweight. Like, guys, I was out of shape. The only way for you to succeed and make more money is to get into shape. If you don't, what's the point? What's the point of even living? You need to at least try. Try to do the best as you can to get into the best shape of your life. Because once you're there, you are going to scale every area of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, okay? Especially financially. Because you're just going to be even more driven. Once you see yourself in the mirror every single day, you're going to look at yourself because today is the day, I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to meditate, journal, read, pray, whatever the best way is for you and what you like, just do it. But it has to be consistent, because otherwise you're never going to achieve your ideal outcome. Like, things need to be done consistently, like everything in life. If you don't have consistency, you are not going to succeed. It's so simple as that, guys. I've tried it so many times. Like, I was fucking around in London, I had a massive breakup back in the days. And yeah, I spiraled down, and it just didn't work, guys. It just didn't work. I wasn't consistent. I was partying. I was doing a bunch of shit, with people that didn't bring any value to me. Like, guys, you need to understand, like, you need to get rid of the people that don't bring you nowhere. Right? As they say, like, show me the group. Oh, little emoji. It's like, show me your 3 friends that you go around with, and I'll show you your future, right? That is what they say, something like that. But I I I left all my friends, guys, all my friends in Italy. Yeah, again, I speak more Italian than English, so language sometimes is a bit of a barrier. But what I'm trying to say here is that sometimes it's better being on your own than surrounding yourself with so many people because you feel lonely. Most of those friends don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you, what you're trying to achieve, what are your goals, what is your vision for the future. They are not even going to be there to support you. The only thing they're going to do, they're going to drag you down. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it, and I'm telling you, friends, people, family that don't align with the way you think and the way you act and the way you want to achieve your goals, if they don't align and they don't support you, you have to let go of them. I know it's hard to say and even to believe, but you have to let go of them, guys. It's sad. Like, when I broke up, I was going around with a bunch of friends, and it's like, I'm just wasting time. You know, I could see where I wanted to go, but I'm just hanging around with these bunch of idiots that they are not gonna have nothing in their life. They're just like working a 9 to 5, and like, I was just so business oriented, and that is who I wanted to surround myself with, and that is why I actually help businessmen to get into the best shape of their life. So, because they already been through the trenches, the only thing, they just let go a bit, right? They just slacked off, and now they're like just in this loop where everything is about their business and their career, but at the same time it doesn't have a meaning anymore. Because honestly, I prefer to lose everything, but at least to be in shape. I've got my health, I got my mental health, I've got my physique. Because if I've got that foundation, that build what I have, no one is ever going to take it away from me. I'm always going to have that foundation where I can fall back on if I slack off. And if I have that, I can easily build all the rest. Business, money, freedom, whatever it is, financial freedom, like most of you guys might have it, right? I did it from zero. I'm rebuilding it up again. Like, I completely changed my life. I left my family back in Italy. Two of my brothers are in London with my dad. My mom and my other brother is in Italy. So sometimes you got to make sacrifices in life if you want to achieve the life and the desired outcome that you actually want, right? Whatever it is. And that comes down even into your physique. If you want to achieve the best physique of your life that you've never done, unfortunately, you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, right, to get out the most. You just got to do it. You got to put in the work. You got to sacrifice. You got to suffer. You got to build up that discipline, that consistency, because once you have that and once you have really good habits, no one is ever going to take it away from you, and you're going to have that foundation for life. You get out, if you like, guys, I've binged eaten, I've upcycled, I was always like that, fat shredded, and I can never maintain myself until I finally managed to find the best way for me to keep my shape, to stay in a good shape and lean all year round, by just implementing a very, very simple system that allowed me to do so. And it's the same in business. If you want to create a business that you start from zero, you're always going to have ups and downs, failures, right? Success, failures. You're going to like fail, bit of success, fail, bit of success, fail, big success, fail, big success. And it goes on and on. Then you start having success. And if one day you have success and then you just fail, what are you going to do? It's easy, right? You already done it. So you're just going to have try, success, a bit of failure, try, success, I mean, guys, we all know how this game works. It all comes down, how bad do you really want it? Because I wanted it really bad. I said, I'm done with this shit in the UK and London. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't have this anymore. It's always fucking raining. People are miserable as fuck. I'm becoming miserable. I want to create a business. I want to be the entrepreneur of my life. I want to make my decisions. I want to surround myself with the right people. I want to attract the right people that are right for me. And that is what you have to do. You can't keep going around with people that you grew up with friends that you grew up with, and you think that in somehow you are going to succeed, or you're going to have the best physique ever, or you're going to have the best life ever, or whatever it is you want to achieve. You got to surround yourself with the people that align with your mentality, that they want to go in your same direction. If they don't want to, and you can see that they are just wasting your time, then you gotta let them go, because you're just wasting your time. Trust me, guys, I've been there and I've done it. I've been there and I've done it so many times. I just swiped everyone away. That's why, I'm here. I'm here on my own. That's fine. I'm happy. I don't care. I mean, I met very good, successful people in Bangkok and in London. That's how you build even good connections. But at the end of the day, the only one that can make your dreams come true and whatever you want in life is yourself. You got to pick up yourself. You got to choose to invest in yourself. You got to bet on yourself. No one else is going to, only you. If you're going to fail, you got to get back up on yourself. No one is going to come there and pick you up, because no one did it for me. So I did it all on my own. I started from zero again, and I'm building it up again. And that's why I want to show everyone that it's possible if you actually put in the work and you believe in yourself. So you got to believe in yourself that you can actually succeed in life. No matter how much you think right now that life is so shit. Oh, I'm never going to make it. Everything is so shit. I'm in this situation. I'm broke as fuck. And all these things, or at least you were broke as fuck, because of course, for sure, you might be successful, you might have a good business, you might earn good money, whatever it is. But don't make your situation the problem. Because if you think negative, right, you're going to attract negative. You're going to start thinking negative. You're going to think that everything that has happened to you, it's supposed to happen. If you think that it's a negative situation, it's going to be a negative problem. Everything that happened to me, that it quote unquote was negative, for me, I was always finding a positive way out of it, right? I was like, okay, this happened to me. Maybe it might be negative for other people, but for me, can be positive. What is the positive side of things? Why did this happen to me? I need to understand, right? Somebody is teaching me something here. This happened for a reason. Remember, guys, everything happens for a fucking reason. I'm here for a reason. Do you know what the funny story is? Why I'm here? I always say, focus on yourself. Don't fuck around with women, okay? Because they're a waste of time and they're gonna waste your time, okay? Especially money. But I met this girl before I left. Well, actually no. When I actually moved to Bangkok, that was in February. Because I did February, March, April, right? So mid-February, I met this girl. We hanged out. We got along. And there was something in her that was different compared to most other women that I dated. And that was mostly her mindset and mentality, the way she was thinking about things. She's quite a business-oriented woman. So that's good, because I've always been with Italian women that they were like, they they just always wanted me around. I was like doing everything for them, and they were always complaining. So she was a bit different. And I said, right, okay, let's just hang out. Let's see how she is, you know, what she's all about. And she actually helped me realize what I've got wrong in my character and the way I do things and the way I act, the way I speak too. Like, so she pointed out these things and she helped me out a bit, understanding most of the mindset of things, and that's good, you know. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. And then when my visa expired, I need to go back to Italy. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, I was gonna spend the summer in Italy and then come back in September, October, where of course in Bangkok is sunny, nice weather. And I'm like, maybe I should just go back and give it a try with her, even though she can like help me understand some things that I'm always trying to figure out on my own. So that's what I did. I took the risk, right? I took a chance. Even though it wasn't only for her, I said, what am I even doing here? Like, I need to just focus on myself, like go back to Bangkok, do business, see what's out there, start creating new connections. And that is what I did. Now with her, we're good friends. We're still seeing each other, and I've learned a lot about myself. And even though in a negative situation, I would say financially, or was a bit like that, because the business, I need to focus on the business. If I don't have an income coming in, this, but you know, things start picking up because again, I just go. So fast forward now I'm in Vietnam, and things are pretty okay for me, I'll be honest. But what is it that I want to say with this, guys? Sometimes in life, the situation you're in is really going to scare you. Like, you don't know if you take the right choice, right? The right decision, if you invested in the right thing. Everything is a lesson. Negative, positive, whatever it is. The only thing you can actually do is just keep going forward and understanding and learning every single thing that you do. You always have to improve on yourself, whatever it is. But understand your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing these things? Whatever you're doing. What is your why? Because I know my why and I know where I'm going. But you need to understand what is your why. Stop complaining. Stop bitching. Saying, oh, why me? This situation shouldn't have happened. Stop thinking negative. Start thinking positive and find a solution, okay, to the problem. There's always a solution to the problem. You're fat, get back into shape. You're broke, start building up your financial freedom. Create a business. You already created a business, but your lack of energy, your lack of motivation, you're uncomfortable in your skin, no one looks up to you because you're fat, then you already know the solution, right? So just get to work. Enough complaining. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just keep grinding, keep going, no matter the situation, no matter how difficult it is. I know that if I don't quit, the next day is going to be brighter. The next day again, it's even going to be more brighter. It's going to be even more clearer. I'm going to make it more than where I was stuck in previously. The more I keep going, the more I keep pushing, the more I'm going to have a clearer vision of where I'm going, and I'm going to see the results. But if I just quit because the situation is what it is and it's uncomfortable and I can see it's not going nowhere, guess what? It's not going to go nowhere if you think negative. So keep thinking positive and keep pushing. And trust me, it's going to be like this. You're going to look back and you're going to see how far you went. So don't quit and just keep going. Trust me, it's much more bright over the other side.